Disclaimer. At Two Addicts and a Moron, we discuss personal stories of addiction with the intention of being educational, relatable, and inspirational. The views and experiences shared are those of individuals involved, are not meant to glorify or condone any illegal or harmful behavior. This content is for educational purposes only and is not intended as professional advice. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, we strongly encourage you seek help from a qualified professional or support service. Well, we are back to another episode of Two Addicts and a Moron. And we are bringing back a former guest today.
Yep.
One, it's so long overdue, man. Like, we had a good time. It was one of my favorite ones because it was the first time that we'd ever brought a parent in at the same time. But can't wait to have a little one-on-one time with this young man. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brayven Hager, everybody. Welcome back, brother.
It's so good to be back. Thank y'all for having me. My dad had a great time. I think it was a very powerful message to see. You know, I wanted to do that as a first podcast appearance. I wanted my dad to be there as a thank you, and also just to give a straight point of view what it's like to be a parent, to have a son that has to have because I'm a father now, so I see things differently now. Because when I was running and gunning, I was just a 20-year-old kid, so immature, not really thinking about my actions and how it affected them. I've loved my parents, always have, but this addiction takes that away. And just the patience, he taught me so much of how to be a father, and the patience and the love and the tough love. You can't come back here, and he gave me a great blueprint on how to be a father. If, you know, hope not, if any of my kids struggle through this, I'll have a pretty good roadmap of how to handle it.
Yeah, well, look, man, whenever you have kids, like, it then forces you to see the world through your parents' eyes.
Right.
Something that you've never really understood until the moment that happens.
Right.
Which is a pretty unique thing. You know, when you're just the son or the daughter, you're just like, I don't get it. I don't get what it is that you're. And then
I used to always think my mom's an asshole. What an asshole.
And then
Fucking bitch.
And then you have one, and it's like, oh, holy shit!
Yeah,
this is insane. So, I was stoked to have him on, and I've got to tell you, especially me and Mike are children of the '80s and '90s, and we're football heads. So it was incredibly hard not to dork out with that man.
Right.
Just on a football level, like it was a hard not. Yeah. I tried to before a little bit and a little bit after, but like during, I was like, we're gonna stay focused. Like what was Reggie White like? I was like, had to keep pinching myself, but
absolutely, he is just so humble with all that. I'm such a huge football fan, and last night I was at my parents' house, and we were talking. Bryce was over to visit as well, and it just came to me. I was like, I have to say that. I was like, is there any other linebacker in college history that in 2 seasons had 499 tackles? And he was like, a couple names, but Luke Kuechly almost got that. In 3 years, he had like 470 tackles, but it was 3 seasons. Yeah. So, and for the longest time, I still today, I try to get answers out of him, also get answers like what UT has of him, like these highlights. Because every story I hear about my father is that they've never seen anything like him. His speed, his precision, and just he was 499 tackles in 2 years is a crazy statistic, and I nerd out about it all the time. And he is just his humility and how he handled all of that, and no, it's hard not to, especially with Bryce and hearing them talk to each other behind the scenes, like talking about Coach McVay, because my brother was on the Rams, and just the people that they know, and how small of a world the NFL gets, because it's really hard to make it in the NFL, you know? So me being born into, and like my first memories of life was hanging out. My dad's teammate was Robert Jones. He played at the Cowboys. He played with Troy Aikman and all of them. So I played with all of their kids who are now, Zay still in the NFL right now. So my first memories of life was doing sock and boppers with those little better than a pillow fight with Zay Jones. Yeah. Running to see our dads after that. So at a very young age, I knew that like life was going to be, I had understanding like this is very special. It's very different.
100%, man. I could not imagine Like, and what the other thing that stood out, and this stands out about your dad's humility, and I mean, who he was to the University of Texas, is still very presently today, but also, you know, the defense that he was on with the Philadelphia Eagles and some of the absolute legends,
the bounty hunters, buddies,
games, dude. And you asked him about Jerome Brown,
Yeah.
and I asked him about Reggie White, and those two guys were standouts.
Yeah.
And he didn't talk hardly anything about them playing to us.
Yeah.
You notice he talked about who they were,
How good
how good of people they were.
Right.
And like, if I was in his shoes, I'd be like, dude, I'd be running around here like I was on the Philadelphia Eagles, man, with Reggie White,
Right.
rubbing elbows, like. But he was just like, they were just good people.
Very,
he was
very
like
humble
just
dude.
very, very humble guy, you know. And I think that speaks a lot to him as a parent, and and it probably helped him a lot navigate what it was that you were going through in your addiction. I mean, he was having to do probably one of the toughest jobs on the planet,
Right.
You know.
Well, something he said that really stood out to me was you're only doing as well as your kid that's not doing the best.
Yeah, like you as your happiest kid.
You're happy,
really-
yeah. So, you know, like your brothers, Baylor, UT, made it to the NFL, big time. You know, your other brothers, isn't he a model? One of them's a model, right?
Bryce,
actor?
Brecken, yes. My little brother Brecken,
Yeah.
he makes films, all that.
Literally, what you used to watch him. Like, I never watched college football until I moved to Austin. So I started watching UT when I got here. But like when he said, like, yeah, it doesn't matter if one's in the NFL and one's playing for UT. One of my sons is struggling, and that's me and my wife are struggling based off. We're not high over here because this one's doing so well. It's the one that's not doing as well. That's where we're struggling.
Yeah.
So I mean, that said a lot about him. Where a lot of parents would be like, "I got one over here and one over here," and not even mention the one that's struggling. But your dad was like, "No, this is where my sole focus. This is where most of my focus was with Brayven," and that spoke like I couldn't imagine. I got one daughter. I couldn't imagine having 3 or 4. First off, and I couldn't imagine like if 3 of them are doing great, but one of them struggling like that. I can only imagine how that would make me feel. And it said a lot about your dad. I think I text you. I know for a fact I text you after you left or messaged you and said, "Man, being around your dad made me wish I had a better dad."
Yeah. Yeah, dude. It
made me wish my dad was more present. Fuck.
And what a present guy with everything that he had going on.
Yeah.
You know? And for him to have that thought process it's a rare human being, man.
Right.
That's just a rare human being.
Yeah,
forget about father or anything. Just that's a rare dude.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of people that make it to the NFL like your dad did, once they leave the NFL, like you see it all the time where people, that's all that they really know as far as athletes. Like in college, they were the big shit and the NFL, big shit. Well, when you get out of the NFL, you're not the person, people don't look at you the same way, right? And for him to be able to go to his next phase in life, you see a lot of these athletes not be able to transition from I'm an athlete making all this money to now I'm just I'm not I wouldn't say a regular person, but you know what I'm saying? I don't have that star power that I had. And your dad transitioned to where he got started his business and he did very well.
Absolutely.
And he's you know, that's something you don't see a lot of people do.
And
I mean, you see these people that sign millions of dollars in contracts and then 10 seasons out of the NFL and you're seeing that they're completely broke.
Right.
You know?
NFL stands for not for long. That's what he tell us all the time. And
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know this about my father. Immediately after the NFL, because he played for the Eagles, Broncos, and the Rams. His last year with the Rams, he was about to sign a contract with the San Diego Chargers. And then he's like, I want to be a dad. You know, my kids are growing up. I don't want to miss anymore. And then also on top of that, he got some coaching position for the Denver Broncos as well. So big, guaranteed money, not, just, but he said, no, I'm going to take because he majored in business in college, and he went straight from the NFL. He started working at a mattress firm and tried to start franchises here in Austin, I believe. And then after that, a storage company, then he became this like serial entrepreneur. So it's really cool to see, because growing up, most of, a little bit was football, but after was mostly hearing him listen on business, taking business calls, talking with people, how he interacted with people as a businessman and as a man. And I am hearing y'all talk about, I am so grateful for the parents that I have. I've been so incredibly lucky, and it's just a prime example of how this disease doesn't discriminate against anyone. I had a perfect life set up for me. Every, privilege anyone could possibly get, honestly, but that doesn't matter, and when you become a kid, that shifts, because I was a real big bleeding heart in my 20s, very sensitive. Still, I'm very sensitive. I care about how people feel. I'm an empath, whatever, all that stuff. But when you have kids and schedules start to force, like you have to have a schedule and you have to have a game plan and you have to start making money. You have to hunting and gathering. So it's just that instinct that we have as humans that come, and me being sober is a perfect storm of God, my children, and just I was okay with being the bad son. I was okay with being the bad brother, but I'm not going to be a bad father. That was my biggest message. My brother asked me, like, so do you think it's the kid? Everyone wants to know, like, what's keeping you sober? It's God. Like Alice Cooper said something amazing about his experience with God. He got out of a psych ward or rehab or whatever. And he said, I need to test this because I am a rock star and I'm going to continue being a rock star. I need to go to a bar and see how this feels. He goes to a bar and he said, literally, he felt God take that craving away from him. And that is what's happened to me.
Yeah.
There's a funny story. A couple weeks ago, I was in town. I'll make this real short. We're in the hot tub. I was with my family. It was hot. And I asked my wife, Taylor, to get me a sparkling water, but my dad has seltzers. He has seltzers in the fridge. So, she got me a boozy seltzer, and I wanted water. I was thirsty, and I drank it, and I was like, whoa. I was like, oh, that's alcohol. But it's funny now. But everyone was like, oh my gosh, like, are you okay?
Yeah.
I haven't thought about that until they bring it up. Like, I can't believe it's not that big of a deal. It's not like, because it used to be like that. If I got a little bit in me, races like bad. I am just going to a motel room, locking everything up for weeks, turning my phone off, hiding from that vibrating phone call. It's just these feelings that are just terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, the craziest thing that I ever put my parents through is I got held hostage and held for ransom when I was in LA.
Whoa, we missed that story.
Yeah, I didn't tell this story last. This because there's so many war stories. There's so many. This is one I think has the most impact, and I carry trauma from it to this day.
I bet.
But I walked into the lion's den. I take full responsibility. There's no victim mode here, but it's pretty messed up what these people did to me. So I lived in California for sober living. I went to the Last Resort, and I signed an AMA because I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. For some reason, I stayed, and a couple weeks later, they're like, we need to do something different. Do you want to go to like Hawaii or California rather than a sober house in Texas, right? New state, we're going to try that. It's like, I've always wanted to live in California. I got a brother out there, and two brothers out there. Bryce was playing with the LA Rams at that time. So I went to a place called the Ohio House. I think the owners was a Buckeyes fan. And so I go to the Ohio House. Very nice, very, very nice, very good programming. They take you to your IOP, and then they take you back to the sober house. So it's kind of like PHP kind of deal. But on steroids. They'll take you, like if there's work in the 10-mile radius, they'll take you there. Very great place. It's still open today. They had, I don't know if he works there anymore, but Jeremy Jackson from Baywatch, he's the little kid from Baywatch. He would come there and talk about fitness and stuff like that. Very smart man. And he does retreats and a bunch of stuff for young men, and really good guy. I still connect with him today. He's a very cool person. So what happened was I got to the sober house and I get on Tinder. And then this
go.
Yeah, this is how it all starts. And there's this older 45 ex-lawyer. She has this nice beach house in Long Beach is what she told me. We were talking for weeks, and then she just started poisoning me about AA and about like free, just crazy.
Fucking terrible place.
Really should have, because she would send me paragraphs of really smart person, but I should have connected the dots. You'll understand when we get there. So eventually I get to a point where I'm irritable, rest, discontent. My best thinking is because my parents are spending thousands because my insurance isn't cover it out there. Yeah. My parents are spending an ungodly amount of money for me to, try to stay sober and do the right thing. And what I do is every week they give you a grocery, a card, like $75 for groceries, and you can buy liquor in grocery stores in LA. So what I did, and I had a buddy, Mark, who wasn't doing the right thing. He actually gave me a ride to Long Beach. So I got a bottle of booze, and I met up with this person I was talking to. Her name's Roxy.
Let's go.
Yeah. That was her name. I don't know what her real name is.
Yeah, let's go.
That should have been the second red flag.
Yeah. But the thing is, we FaceTimed a couple times, or like video message, and she put makeup on, looks like her photos. So this isn't a real catfish situation yet. So I get dropped off at Long Beach, and she's like, I'm waiting outside. I was like, and I'm already drunk. I'm already like feeling it. And then I see her, and it's just this methed out demon of a person. Like, the jitters, the smell, the sweat pours, everything. And she comes up, grabs me. Oh, I'm so happy you're here. We go up to her room. And
did she have a room, or was it a hotel room?
It wasn't a beach house. It wasn't a beach house. It was an apartment by the beach. And it was kind of run down. Long Beach is a rough place.
Yeah, Long Beach is not
real rough. Yeah.
Is it bad?
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. Okay. And this is like, I come from suburbs of Austin, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Came from a good background.
I'm playing with fire here, and I get that. I'm like, well, I got to play this game through. All right. So I entertain whatever she's doing. We go upstairs. Her room she's got this gorgeous bed, just really well organized room, but the whole house, there's little dogs, chihuahuas barking, really stressed, messy in her kitchen. And then she has drug dealers that live in this apartment too. And so I had some money, but not a lot. And I bought like a bag of cocaine, and then the script started to flip. Then, hey, you owe me now. Like, we need, like, you owe this person, you owe that. And I'm like, what is going on? You know? And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll give this person that. And then these drug dealers wouldn't leave. And I felt this is when I was like, okay, I need to probably get out of here.
Yeah.
And I stay there, and then the drugs, cocaine, and then they bust out the meth. So now we're smoking meth. Now I'm drinking, and now all my guard is down. I have no power at this point. I'm not sober. I am a weak person with chemicals all in my my bloodstream, right? I am weak. And so this woman who's just disgusting, it was like, either you got to pay, or we got to have sex right here, right now. And then have all these people watch.
Oh, boy.
It was very weird. That happened, and they had guns. It was really weird. Really
I know
weird.
which one I would have picked.
And then
we're fucking.
I was like, all right, I guess I don't have any options. There's guns. There's real evil here. Maybe I got to my way out of this one, right?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, look, dude, you're on Two Addicts and a Moron, baby.
Yeah, I know. I try to tell my mom.
Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah. The next couple things that happened. So my phone is away. I'm getting phone calls from.
I'm waiting to hear there was a casting couch there.
What? it gets crazy. Yeah, listen to this. So my phone, I don't know where my phone is, but the sober houses are calling. My parents are calling because I'm nowhere to be found.
Bounced.
And I think I was worn or something. Everything was turning on me. The booze, dehydration. So I was just in a corner, just a wreck.
Yeah.
And I just hear these people talk. I heard. Because she used to be a lawyer. She could talk very well. So she was...
Oh, so she really was a lawyer.
Yeah, she really was a lawyer. She had kids, but she become this like methed out monster. And that was crazy. And then I heard her talking on I didn't even care, but she was talking on my phone. And then I was like, I got to get out of here. So I had a little point where everyone was just lollygagging, looking somewhere. I had a little window to escape, and I grabbed whatever I needed and I ran, and I heard, "We're gonna kill you," guns cocking. I thought I was gonna get shot, but I just kept running and running and running down Long Beach. I had a little bit of money left. I found a Motel 6, got in there, hid, and then that guy who dropped me off, Mark, met me at the motel room. And I introduced him to meth because I had some meth with me. I was like, "You want to do it? You want to try it for the first time?" And he did it. This is kind of a sad other story, but like a year or two later, it was the first time he did meth. He ended up dying from drinking and meth, and that messed me up. That whole when I hear Long Beach, I cringe. And I got away, and so I go back to Ohio House, and this is how I figured out that it was a ransom situation. So the people, God bless them. I couldn't imagine what they went through that night at Ohio House. I thought they were gonna be like, "Welcome back. We're so glad to have you back. Thank God you didn't die." No, it was like, what did you just do? Like, you put us through hell. You were held hostage, and they're asking for money for your life. So that's serious. Yeah. That's just me being irritable, restless, just future tripping,
put you into a
danger.
real dangerous spot.
Right.
That could have gone very differently, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have I ever told my story?
Of being held hostage?
No. That's you one up me on that one, brother.
Yeah, that was one of the craziest.
When I got caught beating off on the have I told that one?
I don't know if you've ever told it on here, but you've told me, dude.
So I'm gonna say it real fast. Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah,
same shit.
Go for it, man.
So I'm on Facebook, and this chick friend requests me when I'm high on meth. Really pretty girl, right? But this would happen all the time. So I'm like checking her profile. She lives here in Austin, blah, blah, blah. Looks like a normal person. Is a normal person. So I thought. So we were friends on Facebook for like 3 months, just message here and there. Nothing. And then one night at like 5:30 in the morning on a work night, she messaged me. And just so happened I was up because I was watching porn. I mean, I hadn't went to bed yet. So she's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I was like, "Nothing." I said, "I just woke up about to get ready for work." And she's like, "Oh, I've been watching porn all night. Real horny." I'm like, "Me too." So she's like, "You want to FaceTime me?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah." So now this is it. I've never seen her. I've just so now this is going to prove that she really is a real person, because who the fuck's going to FaceTime me, right? So she FaceTimes me, and I get scared, so I didn't answer it at first. Like, holy shit, she is real. So then I call her back, and we're talking, but she can't talk. This was the first red flag. She can't talk back and forth because her speaker's broke on her phone. So she has to type her responses back. I'm like, okay. And so we're talking here and there, and she's like, "You want to see my titties?" I'm like, "Yes, I do." So she shows me her titties, and she's like, "You want to see everything else?" I'm like, "Absolutely." So she shows me, and she's like, "Show me what you got." I was like, "Well, I've got a dick." Well, show it to me. So I'm like teasing her, right? I got my phone like this. I'm like, "So you want to see this?" And she's like, "Yes." So she's sitting there. She's just going to town on herself, right? So I'm like, "Fuck it. I'm here." Yeah. So I start fucking beating off. I've never told this on this. So I started.
No, this is a meth story. This is demon time. This is what the drug does. I understand what you're saying.
I'm beating off, and then all of a sudden, I've switched to my laptop instead of my phone because I wanted to see a bigger picture of her. Right. So I've got this laptop watching her, and she can say, like, I'm watching her, but on the screen on FaceTime, like, she can see me beating off too, right? And then all of a sudden, the screen just goes to me just beating off, and I'm like,
"Ew."
I'm like, "What the fuck?" Right? I'm looking around my room like, is there a camera in here?
Wow.
Because it was from different angles that I wasn't showing a second ago.
Right.
And then a thing comes on the screen. It says, "Hey, we got you, motherfucker. You need to send us $3,000 or we're going to send this video to all your friends and family." So it was so what they did was they had what are those chat girls? They videoed a chat girl. And they made it look as if it was this girl. And the reason she wasn't talking back and forth to me, because chat girls type on the fucking thing.
Because it was an 80-year-old man.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah. So they were like, "You need to send us dude, for like 10 minutes, I was like, I'm fucked. Right. My whole life is ruined. And then I started thinking, if I send them $3,000,
It'll never end.
it's never going to stop.
Yeah.
Like it won't stop. So I just told the guy, I said, hey, I'm not sending y'all shit. And then all my friends and family come up. Like, we're going to send this to your mom and your brother and your sister.
Wow, they had it really all.
They had them all. I was friends with her. So she
Right.
knew all my friends and family.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Send it. I said, and they said, don't fuck with us. We're going to post it. And I said, did you see the size of my dick? Post that motherfucker. I'm going to get so many more friend requests. Post away, baby.
Yeah, that's
so for like 2 weeks, I just ignored them.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for my mom to call and say, Michael, why did I just get a video of you beating off? But they never sent it to anybody.
Yeah.
Now, the kicker is when I went to Solstice, I won't say the names, and I'll say the first names, not last. There was 2 people at Solstice that actually happened to. But one of them paid, and then they got access to his account and wiped all of his money out. And then the other one, they posted on the Solstice website. It was Ben.
I remember that story. And Cole was like, nice dick.
Yeah. He come into work, and they got
I remember
the
that.
person posted dick pics of him. And when he got to work, Cole was like, hey, I guess nice dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. He worked at Solstice, like one of the recovery specialists.
Yeah, he was Ben's great.
Super awesome dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I told that story at Solstice, Ben was like, "Holy shit, that happened to me!" And then the other person that I won't say their name,
We're not
the
alone.
other person, they got access to their account and took all their money.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
insane.
Mething around the meth things. The craziest thing
Mething
happening
around.
is when meth is involved.
Yeah.
Because it gives you, because when you do it, because the first time I ever did it, I made amends with all my family. I talked to them, they say, wow, you sound great.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's when you come down from it,
Oh, yeah.
and then trying to maintain that high is
Yeah.
what you see on, all that stuff. That's what that is.
I used to tell people I was a philosophizer when it came to meth.
Philosopher.
yeah.
You were a
Philosophizer.
philosopher.
I
You were a
said
philosopher.
I made it,
That's
because I felt like I was so fucking smart.
Right.
Like everything, like, oh my God. Like
Brain blast
It's like
left and
talking to
right.
Chat GPT now. Like the shit that she throws at me, I'm like, holy shit, is she on meth? Because that was amazing what she just said.
Yeah.
But it used to make me think like I was so fucking smart.
Yeah.
And then realizing now, like, man, I wasn't that fucking smart. Like that was some stupid shit that like, what a great idea. Let's leave sober living and
Yeah.
go to Long Beach and go find
Be a
this
cabana
chick.
boy. It was
Yeah.
my idea. That was the best thing.
And once
for
you
myself.
seen her, you was already in.
Yeah.
There ain't no turning around.
No.
Oh, fucking, I'm here.
I had to play the game through.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And boy, did you, bro.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So I want to talk. So I have 3 brothers. Mm-hmm. Where are you in the pantheon of those 3 brothers?
I'm the middle. So I got 1 younger, 2 older.
1 younger, 2 older. Okay. I've got 2 younger, 1 older.
Yeah.
I'm one of the middles too. Your brothers, and you are killing it now. But you weren't
No.
for a hot minute.
Very long time.
Comparison is a thief of joy. I've heard that. And do you think that your brother's successes around you, maybe even in addition to your dad's, I mean, did you maybe feel a need to rebel against that in some form or fashion, or
100%. All of us growing up, we had that 499 tackles. We had this goal to be, which is kind of not my dad's fault. He just was great, right? He did something extraordinary.
Yeah.
Like something that no one will probably ever do again.
I don't think so.
Ever. Not even close.
I mean, it's still, when did he leave UT?
Yeah, like 89, I believe.
So he left UT in 1989, and that record still stands today.
Yeah.
Not even
I think that record still is that not for 2 years. I think that's
Yeah.
a record
That's
in college.
that's an NCAA record
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
believe it is,
But
yeah.
he's UT's all-time tackling
Yeah. Oh,
leader.
yeah.
But it's not even close, dude. Like, so that's 1989. So again, continue with your story.
Oh,
though, Thief of
absolutely.
Joy.
Yeah, no, that's a great question because yes, we all had the plan. We all went to Westlake. We all Braun got a scholarship to North Texas. That didn't work out. When Todd Dodge was there, but that didn't work out. But we're getting scholarship. And then Bryce, a couple years, got a scholarship to Baylor. And then towards my senior year, the summer was also pretty crazy. This is what really started all of it. Yes, comparing. Yes, I would in high school, I was the chubbier one. All my other brothers I was a defensive lineman. They were running backs, linebackers, looked great. And I was the big boy, right? And I loved that. I loved playing defensive tackle. I loved all of that. But I talked about briefly last time. I went through a pretty bad breakup in high school or whatever, broken heart. You're so young and
life is over.
Yeah. And in Lost Creek, there's a 4-way stop, and there's a new telephone pole there that in 2011, the summer of 2011, I got really drunk and was over the breakup. I was suicidal. I wrecked into the telephone pole. My parents came home from dinner and saw my truck wrapped around the telephone pole. Yeah, that's crazy.
I remember hearing that story.
So that story, and then the next day playing football, I don't blame anybody, right? I really don't. It's crazy because I was crazy. I did some crazy, very impulsive things. Like how could any parent react to that? So it's like, no, let's just play. I had the football game the next day, and as Baylor grew, because when Bryce went to Baylor, RG3 just got there. They're playing at Floyd Casey Stadium.
Yeah,
nothing that big. But then he just started doing great. Bryce started. He redshirted, and then his sophomore year, he immediately started. Saw a lot of great football games, and then he went to the NFL, which was a funny, interesting night because I think the same night Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao fought, and I was at a sober living at that time, and my parents were throwing a draft party, but also a party for the fight, and I was at a sober living at the time, and because from 19 till 29, for 10 years, I was in and out of sober houses, rehabs, 24 rehabs total, just insanity, just cycles and cycles. And Bryce got drafted to the St. Louis Rams late in the round, but he still got drafted. Mm-hmm. And me and my little brother, for some reason, we were fighting over the Pacquiao. I think I liked Pacquiao and he liked Floyd, and we ended up having this brotherly fight or whatever. We're drinking or whatever, and it was and I woke up the next day and I was like, why did I drink?
Yeah.
Because at that point, my parents were thinking like, okay, he just got in trouble with the law. He got that, drinking. Yeah. Let's not think he's an addict just yet. Because my mom's brother, hardcore addict, prison. Maybe they were at a point where they didn't want to think about that yet. But there were some times where like my dad would get beer, do the best he could, because what can you do?
Yeah.
I think as a dad too, you want to have a beer with your son, right? Like, do you look forward to having a beer with your kid, with your son?
I'll rewind it to like my dad. Nothing makes him happier than sitting down with his 4 boys and having a beer.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I mean, I think since I've started doing this, I think about that a little bit differently with mine.
Right.
But it's fun. It's funny how you just mentioned that. But being the middle kid too, like, I've got brothers all around me. I'm the dick and fart joke guy, and the chubby kid, and the free thinker, and sort of the black sheep of the boys,
the comedian,
right? And they love me. It's not like they treat me like this leper,
right?
But it is, but they definitely, there's one of these things is not quite like the others,
right?
Yeah,
right. And I asked you that question because I get that feeling very much so from you too, right? Like I
100%.
I think that's why I get that kinship.
To answer the what you asked is, so eventually I go to rehabs again, and then we do a family program. We do a family program at the last resort. This was tough. This was hard. I've never done a family program before. And they do family sculpting. What they do at TLR was the most powerful form of therapy I think I've ever.
That's got to be hard.
So my whole family comes. I thought it was just me, my mom and dad, my brother, my sister-in-laws, my oldest brother. Everyone came, I believe, besides Ron, my oldest brother, my Alexandra, my other sister-in-law. They were all there, and then those part, like it was after the sculpting. I was like, okay, that's the hardest part. But they did one more thing the next day, the last day of the family program, where we all sat individually with our families with a therapist, and there were just a couple of questions that you had to answer, and we all went through them together. So I was like, oh, this is going to be light. We're just going to say, yeah, I want you to be sober, blah, blah, blah. But out of all my family, they were all good. But Bryce, my brother Bryce, started crying. And he's like, I just don't want you to resent what I do. And he was in the NFL at that time. And I would lash out. I would lash out at him. I'd lash out at my little brother, say horrible things to them,
Was your little brother at UT yet? Or was he just now?
He was at UT. He was at UT. He was probably a junior. Yeah. He was probably a junior or sophomore around this time.
I got you.
This is right before I went to California. And man, that blew me away. I never seen my brother cry before because Bryce is a lot like my dad.
Yeah.
Person who's humble, doesn't address elephants in the room. Stoic. Yeah.
Like your dad's one of the more stoic dudes.
Yeah, Bryce is a lot like that
met.
too. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And he got that freak gene. We all got a little bit of it, but Bryce really got the dose of that 440 on grass without warming up gene,
Yeah.
Just and strength. I remember I would wrestle with him and I'd feel his strength and be like, this is a different thing. This is a different human,
Yeah.
So that was intense, and seeing this big, strong man cry, I almost threw up after it. Like I was so emotional, like it's so sick with myself.
Yeah.
But that alone didn't keep me sober. I still had another 7 or 8 years or 5 or 6 years of, trying to fall forward and learning experiences. But they're great now, man. I was always so proud of my brothers. They did incredible things. Brecken, since he was a little kid, said he was going to play at Texas and he was going to do all these extraordinary things, and he's doing them.
Yeah.
The power of believing in yourself, the power and all of that, and seeing Brecken, because he committed to Baylor with Art Briles. Mm-hmm. And then Charlie Strong called him and said, do you want to be a Longhorn? And he had to verbally tell Bailey, like, hey, this is my dream. I got to go to Texas. I got to try to fulfill this. Because he always wanted to wear the number 60. And then because that's the number they retired for Tommy Nobis and then my dad. And then Brecken got to wear it on a couple of bowl games.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, which is like, that's amazing. That is like every young man sport fanatic's dream. So like, I take all of that for granted. People are like, what is it like doing this? It's like, for the most of my 20s, I didn't enjoy it. I was just jealous and envious and also battling this thing. But when it really comes down to Brayven, my soul, who I am so proud of them. Everything they do, I promote it, I talk about it. Brecken's really good now. He doesn't do social media. He just does his own thing. He just did a documentary called Born in Denver last year. It's on Apple TV. You can watch it, and it's about Pecos, Texas, and the cryptocurrency coming up in there. And it's a really cool. If you want to know about Pecos, Texas, it's basically where cowboys started, where the rodeo started.
Yeah.
And I never knew that. And it's a great documentary about it, and I'm just really, really proud of him and proud of my
But it
brother.
took you a while to get there.
Oh, it took me a while.
Like,
The comparison is
look, dude, my brothers are great, right? And they're killing it and all of that. But when you're not, or what, it's not that I wasn't, but when maybe you're not perceived to be doing as good as the people around you.
Right.
That's a weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weight. And I think about a lot of the awful shit that I used to say to my brothers, not being an addict.
Right.
Just because of the jealousy factor. And so I could not imagine, like, if my brothers were getting drafted to the NFL and, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Like, just watching that, that would all...
What do your brothers do? They play in the NFL.
Yeah, dude.
What the fuck?
Like, what
It
happened?
made me cool in rehab. Like, people would watch a game. What's your brother? No way. So I tried to stop doing that. Like, the last 5, because at first I was like, I want to introduce myself as, this is my dad, and so everyone will like me. It's also like a shield I used, like.
For sure.
Like, so it's like.
It's a conversation piece, too. Like, that's my dad.
Exactly. And now it's like, I'm learning that I love myself so people can love me now too for who I am. I don't have to say I'm Brayven Hager's son. It's like, no, I'm just Brayven,
Brayven. Mm-hmm.
We all have our own journey. And man, it's been a long one, but I love it. It's everything that the Big Book and AA and Christianity, all those promises are true, but you have to do the action step by step. Like my faith, like I wasn't a Christian for so long, and then someone would say, she's like, have you ever tried to be a Christian? Have you ever tried to do AA? Have you ever tried these things? Like, yeah, I've been to meetings and I know what it's about, but like, have you actually internalized the formula?
Yeah.
Because the Alice Cooper thing about he said Jesus just took it out of him.
Yeah.
I feel this same exact way, and it's the same experience. So isn't that proof enough that like it's action. So if you don't want to work for something, then you're just gonna implode in the flesh. You know, you got to live in some type of spiritual realm, whatever that looks like. Because I know people are turned off by Christianity. I'm not, because I've had great experiences with it, blah, blah. So I'm sad for people who turn their back on that. And thank God that my wife didn't, because when her brother died from alcoholism, after her trying to pray and all that, I thought she'd say, you know, F God, F everything.
Yeah.
But she is more interested in God than ever.
Yeah.
My kids are asking me about God, and I'm not even, it's the attraction rather than promotion is so big. Like, I'm not going to go stand outside because I went to go see Morgan Wallen a couple months ago.
Nice.
And there was somebody preaching outside of a Morgan Wallen concert. It's like, this is not how you do it. Because this isn't a devil worshiper. This is a guy who sings about good times. And I believe he's a Christian himself. So that's promoting. That's not attractive. What is attractive is hearing a rock star like Alice Cooper talk about Jesus, you know?
It's kind of crazy that you mentioned that, but like one of my favorite bands of all time, Slayer.
Yeah.
Right? And a couple of them are pretty Satanist dudes.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Kerry King?
Yeah, Kerry King is a very Satanist
I love
guy.
Slayer, yeah.
However, Tom Araya is not the
Right.
lead singer. He's a devout like Catholic, and yes, he's singing about some crazy shit, right? And they were the poster child back in the day of like the dude in front the pastures, and I'm like, do you really think you are going to affect one of these kids going in to see that band?
Yeah.
No way. You're giving them something to flip off.
Yeah.
Like you're giving them something to go fuck yourself. Like
Right.
this is ultimate rebellion going on inside of this building, and you're going to stand outside of it and be like, don't go in here. Like there's no way. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, go fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Like, but I watched Tom Araya speak. He did it in an interview where he was like, hey man, you know, what's your religious background? He goes, Catholic. It was still today.
That's so cool though.
Yeah,
right?
I thought that was awesome because I didn't realize that. I thought they were all like, just
Rain and Blood,
or just
South of Heaven,
atheist guys.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and he was like, so, you know, your big song out right now is God Hates Us All.
Yeah.
And he's like, so what's up with that? He was like, man, God doesn't hate.
Yeah.
It's just a great fucking rock title,
It is,
man.
yeah.
Like he's like, I'm in a rock band.
Yeah,
dude. Like this
exactly.
is, I could separate the art from what I believe. And he's like, Carrie believes that shit. Like I don't, but we can sit down and talk about it, and I can.
That's so cool.
And to me, I think that's. I thought that was the coolest thing I ever heard.
Right.
Like, and probably if young kids who love Slayer, just like I did, were watching that guy in that interview that are now grown up, and they were like, "Oh, it probably did way more than the dudes in front of their concerts." Like, going, stop, you know. But because of what you just said, the attraction, not the prevent defense,
you know, like the hither wither stuff.
Yeah, dude, get out of here. Get out of here.
Yeah, no one. That's not gonna help. You know, that's such a good point, because like I like to listen, because I lived. I grew up, you know, non-denominational church or whatever, and then once I started doing drugs, and because you drink and you do a drug and you feel something, you feel relief, you feel that answered whatever, the comfort that you want when you don't have the drugs in you.
Painkiller, dude.
It's a pain. Yeah, exactly.
Painkiller.
And I don't know, it could just take such a mental toll on you. And I turn my back on it. And then since my daughter was born, I've really, you know, when you have kids, you really have to stand for something. You really have to be a man of integrity and honor, and you're going to have people who disagree with you. And for the longest time, I wanted to be loved by everyone. And I have friends that have all, you know, atheist friends. I have, you know, all types of friends. And I try to, like, for me, like, I listen to people who aren't Christians. I listen to Bill Maher all the time to hear but he's reasonable and he's open for conversation. And that's how you do it, rather than, hey, worship Jesus now, or you're going to burn in hell outside of a Morgan Wallen concert. That's not how you do it. How you do it is okay, so wait, you had a horrible life drinking and drugging, and now you're on podcast episodes, now you have kids, now you have a house, you have goals, you have a life that you want to get sober for. And that's how you do it. And young men, like you're going to have to go through a point where you're going to do hard labor, you just got to go through it, especially young men in recovery that are at a sober house. Cause that was me all of my 19, 20. I would just sit in a sober house, watch movies, do nothing, get a job here that I wasn't really passionate about. And I'd wonder why I relapsed again. There was no, I never really tried. I never really gave faith. Because they say that in AA, faith without works is dead, and I can see how people get turned off by AA because it's any organized religion, whatever. There's going to be extremism of it. There's going to be something that turns you off about it. But what can we all agree? Like we focus on the disagreement so much. Why can't we just focus on what we do agree on? Yeah. Which is like we all need to get sober. We all, let's stop messing our lives up. Let's stop hurting everybody that we love. Mm-hmm. And I'm not perfect. I'll have moments where I'm just, my emotional sobriety is terrible. I'm yelling at my kids for no reason. I am horrible to my wife, like for no reason.
I was talking to him last night.
Just
we
irritable.
were talking on the phone. I said, my daughter was doing something. I don't remember what she did. Yeah. And I was like, do you ever just want to slap the shit out of your kids? And he's like, every fucking day.
Yeah. Mine's 17, 23. And I was like, yeah, dude, that shit doesn't go away.
Yeah, he said that doesn't go away.
The minute they start talking, like in any kind of sentence,
yeah,
all the way through, like my dad probably wants to slap shit out of me like 87 times when we're hanging out.
Yeah. Right.
It's just that's never gonna go away.
Yeah. And you have to be the guy that says no all the time, and that kind of gets to me. I feel like I'm the party pooper now.
Yeah.
See, so that was a problem for me because she went through my addiction for 6.5 of her years.
Wow.
So when I got sober, 6.5? Yeah, 6.5 for 6 years. And when I got sober, I felt like I owed her so much because I put her through so much shit that I literally just fucking spoiled the shit out of her and just gave her whatever she wanted.
Right.
And now Destiny's actually helped me with this a lot. Haven's helped me a lot. And her mom, Kaylin's mom used to call me and say, hey, you got to stop fucking doing this because when she's with me and she asks for something and I'm like, no, I'm not going to get that for you. She'll be like, well, my dad will get it for me. I'll just ask him. And I was chopping everybody's legs out from underneath them and not making her work for shit. So that's something I've had to change this year.
Right.
And it sucks fucking having to tell her, like, no, you haven't, like, have you earned it?
Right.
Right. I used to hear Charlie Kirk. He used to talk about, he's got plenty of money.
Right.
But when his kids would ask for something, he would ask them, well, did you earn it?
Like, this is nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you earn it? And they were like, well, did you clean your room today? Did you do this? So you haven't earned it. So tell me, come back to me when you've earned it. So that's something I've been trying to work with her. Something you said about God was, when I first got in AA, that's always a big deal. Like some people don't want to hear about God, so they talk about the higher power.
Yeah.
And I think that for me, I can't speak for everybody else, but I used to wonder, like, why does everybody hate God so much?
Yeah.
When they come in here, like,
especially at the Bolden group.
Right, man. Like, why do they hate God so much? And I think for me, I used to blame him on some of the shit that would happen to me, even though it was my choice that I was doing this. Like, how can you put me in this bad position with me? Like when I got caught beating off, I'm sure I blamed God. Like, thanks, brother. You couldn't tell me this was a fake person.
Yeah.
But I think that that's how people get into the program. And I think that's one of the things that they say, hey, it's just got to be a power greater than yourself, right? And I hope for the most part that turns into someone's God.
Yeah.
Rather than a doorknob or whatever it is.
That was so misleading for me for so long. Because I was like, I don't want to do it. Because I did the Christian when I really didn't. I was just a kid that didn't like to go to church. What kind of practice is that?
Right.
What kind of conviction is that? Right.
Yeah.
So, and I'd hear all this. Like, I remember I was at Bolden one time and this guy had a share and he's like, I was with this little girl and the little girl said, like, he was at McDonald's or something and people in front of him was a little girl and a dad. And the little girl said, does Jesus love me? And the dad said, absolutely. And then the guy was like, I couldn't believe that, like, load of nonsense. And everyone laughed. And I was like, so this is just like an anti-Jesus group we're doing. Okay.
Yeah.
But that was a long time ago. That, it's getting worse with that, with the Christians and stuff like that, which is interesting. It's such a powerful name. Like when you talk about it, you feel it,
Yeah.
I don't know. And I'm not going to try to convert it, but I will say I believe in Jesus. That's what I'm supposed to do as a Christian, And I love reading my Bible. I always thought that was a chore, but now on my lock screen, there'll be a verse, and that verse always lines up with what I'm going with. So
Right.
what's that? Right?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, we talked about it today when you were driving in, how our lives, you're almost 3 years sober, right?
Yes.
I'm almost 4 years sober. And like the things that have lined up in that small amount of time frame,
Yeah.
and how they're still lining up, and how we're we're still getting our life back per
Right.
se. But now we're getting to points that we were never at even before I was on drugs, right? And those are the promises that they talk about. And that, to me, that's just God working. Like, that's how he works. Is I always said, I heard this lady say one time, like, I lost everything in my addiction. I don't need to get everything back. God's going to give me what I need back. I don't there's a lot of things I want back, but he's going to give me all the things that I need rather than things that I want. And I think, like, when I start seeing those miracles and those promises, and my buddy that I went to rehab with, remember Mickey? Remember Mickey?
Of course.
Mickey used to always say that coincidences are miracles when God chooses to remain anonymous. And when I start seeing all those coincidences, like, man, that's got to, like, that doesn't make any sense. That's got to be how God works.
Right.
And those are what I call miracles now.
Absolutely. Oh,
Love you, Mickey, if you watch.
because I talked to him about a little bit last time. I'll talk about him again. There was a counselor. I love this man. He's not a Christian. He's a Buddhist. Chris Shanks taught me about meditation. Taught me about Eckhart Tolle. I remember Eckhart Tolle is an author. He wrote a book called A New World and the Power of Now. Just being in the present moment, how to actually meditate. And the first time Chris Shanks talked about, like, detaching from thoughts, like, he will teach you, like, I will advertise, because he's a counselor still, definitely. If you don't know, if you are just racing thoughts and have no idea how to meditate, call up Chris Shanks. He's the best. Because he will teach you how to really meditate. And it's real. I only do it for 5 minutes a day, and it's just feeling your breath, and the amount, because you understand, being a father, business, balance, money, it's so overwhelming for anybody. It's too much weight. So either work out or meditate, because that stuff will implode. You gotta talk, and you gotta detach, because when you attach on a thought, because you can't control your thoughts, you don't know what you're gonna think about in the next 20 seconds. No one does. And it's not about turning your brain off. It's about detaching from the traffic of thoughts that you get on a daily basis. And he says it in such a beautiful way. And that helped me a lot. And it helps a lot of people. People are mindful, and that's how they do recovery. But for me, I like that, but I needed a little bit more, because I was starting to hear things, not like hearing from God's trumpets or anything like that, but I had a feeling, I don't know, I just need to go back. I need to go back to this religion, this relation. I don't even look at it as a religion anymore. It's like more of a relationship than a religion.
It's like a father-son.
Exactly.
Those are the strongest. So I'm very agnostic.
Yeah.
Like, at some point, science stops explaining shit.
Right.
Like at
course.
some point.
Yeah.
So, like, I can't just be an atheist and say that it doesn't exist. But I'll just tell this quick story. I was being confirmed Catholic. And my birthday is on April 19th. And that is the same day as the Koresh compound burning down and the Oklahoma City bombing. All that kind of stuff was happening on my birthday. Well, I was in confirmation during the Koresh compound shit. So I, like, paid attention, like 13 years old.
Yeah.
And I remember having this thought, and I was like, well, this dude's, like, claiming a lot of the same things that Jesus is claiming. There's some parallels there, but that guy's crazy, and that one's the savior.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like me. This made me a dick for the next, like, where I was arguing against religious people forever after that. But I sat in a, like, little group where I asked that question to the priest and the people that were, and dude, they did not even acknowledge the question. They just blew right by that. They were like,
that's not good.
And then, so I was like, oh, so this place just doesn't like fucking questions.
Yeah.
Like, like, I can have no questions. I just have to do it. And at the time, I'm listening to Slayer and punk rock and shit. I'm like, oh, fuck you. I'm out. Like, like, I'm going to do this so my mom doesn't yell at me. And then I'm getting the fuck out of this.
Yeah.
And then it was like a crusade for the next several years to argue against anybody who was remotely Christian.
Yeah.
Right. And I was just being an asshole. But
No, me too. I did that all in my 20s as well.
Right.
Very rebellious. I would go to Ozzy Osbourne concerts and say, this is what life is.
Also a very Christian man.
Yeah.
Like one of the most Christian men you'll ever fucking come across. So I when I became older, like I stopped doing that. I was like, you know what? Like my brother, my sister-in-law, they're very Catholic, like super Catholic people, and they're very devout, and I love them to death. I'm like, look, if that helps you be the person that I love, keep doing it. Exactly. You know, like, or whatever it is, if it's Allah, if it's Buddha, if it's whoever.
Right.
But I always think about that, you know, talking about 12 steps and the higher power, and I just haven't identified mine. I believe it's there.
Right.
But I don't know what to call it. I don't
Absolutely.
know how to identify it. I acknowledge that it's there and all of these things, but being younger when I was I don't know if I would have gotten addicted to something. I don't know that I would have made it.
Right.
Because of that.
Yeah.
So what I heard you just say something here a little bit ago. It seems like they're in these rooms, like there's a lot of people trying to get away from that. Like that might be the hot topic of discussion, right? This like fork in a road of like, oh, you're telling me I have to be Christian. It's not what we're saying, man. Like, calm down. Like, is that fair to say?
Very fair to say. And it's all what's coming to my mind is I wasn't grown up Catholic or anything like that, but I do, my oldest brother and Alexander, I know their family is Catholic and they had a Catholic wedding. So it was a lot of pageantry, a lot of, the priest and all that. And God gave us free will. So I guess run every church how you want to. But I can see how that, because it's long, I can see how that can turn off young minds. I can see how that will be like, oh, this is hateful. You won't even answer my question about God.
Yeah.
So, like.
Yeah, I just have a question.
Asking a question and then someone calling you names for it is the most insane thing that's going on in our world, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can question anything you want, especially in America, right? So for a church, and you were like,
I was like 13,
13 young mind,
13 or 14 years
that's
old.
crazy. That is not what it is all about. But the rooms, there's a lot of great rooms. There's a lot of great meetings. You get to a point I know Mike could say this, like you get to a point where you're not going to meetings all the time anymore. You're starting, you know what you have to do, and it's just showing up and handling your emotions at a certain point. Because the first year was wild, man. The ups and downs, and I needed meetings. I needed the therapy. I even needed some medications, to be honest with y'all. But as I don't know, it's just, I'm so blessed and so grateful that things happened. Big things happened, like rest in peace, Tristan died, my brother-in-law. That was the most insane mirror to look at, and the most, because we've lost so many. Like we've talked about that. But I lived with this person for multiple years. We all worked together. We lived on the same roof. We all tried to build this diving company up together. There was a lot of, messy stuff. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect, whatever. We all tried to help him out. And then he just dies, right? And it never gets better, I guess, for them, the grief. Like I have, because I have the kids, I have bills, so I have so much weight and worry to have. And I'm empathetic too. So I feel bad when I chop off the empathy for it and focus on, we got to build this family. We got to be conservative. We got to conserve. We got to build. Because I think about that at night. I'm like, was I too mean to them? Being a father, I think every man should go through it, man. It's like, it's not like having a dog. It's not like having a pet. It is a little human that will wear you out on a daily basis, that will constantly ask you questions. They will know if you're not like right, because I will get irritable, restless, and discontent sometimes. I'm a human being too. We're human beings. Yeah. And that's the biggest thing that, like, I'm learning how to be a human for the first time in my life. Like taxes, paying bills, and I make and I
finally paid him after 10 years.
like I'm so responsible now that like when I first get paid, I'm like, we are paying off all of our credit cards first.
Yeah.
That's the first thing because that credit, I think credit is everything now. I'm
Yeah.
like we talked about before here. It's just fun, you know. Like I can't believe like I'm getting loans right now. You know,
we were talking about it earlier when we were on the phone. When I first started rebuilding my credit in recovery, Haven asked me the other day, "Why do you have so many fucking credit cards?" Because when people started approving me, even if it's for $300, I was like, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
And now I've got like 10 fucking credit cards, and some of them are like $300, some are $500.
Yeah.
I've got to go through and like, their interest is probably 30%.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I need to go through and like, she told me the other day, she said, why don't you cancel some of them? Like, that's what I need to literally go through and cancel. Something you just said, I do this, especially now, is when my daughter's with me, and when it's like 10 or 11 o'clock and she's sleeping, I'll sit here and ask myself, did I spend enough time with her today? And I've never done that before. It's just something like that I've been doing the last few months. And like, I will sit here and say, well, did I play with her enough? Did I spend enough time with her? Did I do anything fun with her? And some days that I feel like I wasn't present enough, I'll go and wake her up and I'll say, hey, let's watch something for 30 minutes or something. Let's watch one of your shows. And that's something totally new to me, where before I was just going to bed. Like, fuck, the day's over, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad that she was in there.
Just wait. You guys just wait.
Yeah.
That song, "The Cat's in the Cradle," is real shit, dude. Like, I mean, it's fighting when they're young. You're like, am I spending enough time with you? I might not be. I might.
Yeah.
But I'm probably be second guessing it.
yeah,
If I'm any kind of good father, right? Or mother, whichever. But like now my son is 17 and I've got to beg that dude to come hang out with me.
oh, that's
Right?
awesome.
Like, so it's like, now it's like,
Oh, like they're not like, Daddy,
yeah,
run.
it's like,
You're like,
all right, I'll come over and fucking sit there and we'll do whatever. Like,
Yeah.
you know, but yeah, so it's going to come to that circle where it's going to be like, that's really when you think about it.
yeah.
When Kaylin is now 17, has her car, out there driving, doesn't want to hang out with you at all anymore, then you'll be thinking even harder about it. So it's good that you're doing that in small doses.
Yeah.
Because
It's coming worse.
Because there's going to come a day when your kids get older.
Yeah.
And
You're just not the coolest person anymore.
you're not.
And it's
You're-
every day they get older. The measurement of time with kids is insane.
It's insane, dude.
It's insane.
Like, I mean, think about how your dad looks at you. He still looks at you like you're a little kid.
Wow.
Probably half the time, right?
Yeah.
And I do that with my son.
Yeah.
Like I look at him and like I sent him a video of him the very first time he got a hit in a baseball game, in a t-ball game.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't give a shit how far you ever hit a ball or wherever you go.
Yeah.
This is the dude that I see every time.
Yeah.
Big helmet, pajamas,
Yeah.
can barely fucking run. You know, so like I have to do shit like that to like create time or create some quality time with him now, because I mean, he's out there doing his own thing. Like,
Yeah.
and that's only going to get worse.
Thanks for letting us know what we got to look forward to.
Yeah. That's
So enjoy that. I'm saying, like, enjoy those, enjoy the yours is coming sooner than you think. Yours, you got very small children right now, man, but take it all in, because it's even the times where you're frustrated, think about that. Think about them when they're 18.
because
And
what
they
else?
don't want anything to do with you anymore.
It's because like my daughter, she just went potty for the first time, so now she's not going to be in diapers anymore.
Yeah,
so
dude.
it's like, so I just have one baby left now, and he's like a toddler now.
I know, dude.
And it's gonna be our last one, and because I can't, 4 is like, come on, like anyone who has more than 4 kids, I like,
Dude.
yeah.
How many do you have?
I have 2 step kids and 2 biological kids.
Yeah, that's 4, man.
Yeah,
That's
four.
4. You have 4 kids.
Yeah, it's
And that, I mean, you ever think like people who have 9 kids, like Philip Rivers?
Yeah.
He has like 47 kids.
yeah,
Whatever the hell he's got.
He's got the money to do it.
Yeah,
Like,
but
fuck.
but you know this as well as anybody. Like being a parent
Yeah.
has very little to do with money.
It's like keeping up with relationships or keeping up with them and what they like and what they need.
It's like it's the emotional tax
Yes. Yeah.
that you have to pay for caring about something so much more than you care about yourself. Right. And that has nothing to do with the money because like you just said, I will go scrape barnacles off of the bottom of a boat
Right.
to provide for you. Like, I don't care what I have to do
Whatever it
to
takes.
make that happen. Like that's the barrier to entry.
Yeah.
Right. But it's everything else that goes along with it.
Yeah.
So you were sober when kids started coming around?
So this is like me and Taylor have only been together for 3 years.
So like right when you got
Yeah.
sober?
So
pretty
right
much.
so when I first met Taylor, she had Holland and Bane. They were a set of Irish twins. They were 2 and 1.
Okay.
So, and me and her connect because I would be in sober houses, match on Tinder, and then never meet up. And
Yeah.
Taylor was, she just kept
Or get
talking.
kidnapped.
Yeah, or get kidnapped and held for ransom. It wasn't none of that. Even
They can't all be winners, man. You know,
Well,
like,
I remember when you and your dad came on, he was like, Brayven was he was doing great. And then he met this Taylor chick and he's like, I'm fucking moving to Houston.
Yeah.
And we're like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
you're doing so good.
Yeah.
Like, why are you going to go? But like even your dad said then, like, that's the best thing that's ever happened to you.
what I can say about it now, because I had a sales job at Clean Cause. I had like a sales manager job. I had my own route. I had like great. But I knew because I was in a sober living and then the same old stuff was happening. The irritabilities, the me just, they're the problem. And I was just close. So it was like a Hail Mary. Like I am just going to go move to this woman or parents' house and help them with diving so I don't have to be in a sober living. That's what it was first. And we had a great, powerful connection. And then we got pregnant, which what we wanted. I've always wanted to be a dad. Maybe not be the right way to do it. Just go with no plan, nothing.
Yeah.
But as it happened, because no one's prepared to have a kid. No, you can, zero, right? And it just became a point of measurement of like, it was just like, I can't be selfish anymore because as an addict, you're super selfish. As a human being, you're selfish.
Yeah.
You think about you and your little world and your little head. But when they come and you see them, so no, when Fia was born, I haven't had a drink, and she's about to be 3 years old. So,
Nice.
So we're about to, because I'm 30 months sober. Yeah, and I feel like I'm a totally different person.
That's the longest time you've went, right?
Oh yeah, my longest before this would be 6-7 months, if that.
yeah.
If that. I had I always want to be a dad, but I've always wanted to do something kind of like my dad, a record or some type of impact, not necessarily with sports, but something. Like last weekend I did a powerlifting meet and it was super fun.
Yeah.
I was at Apex Gym. The funny thing happened is the first lift I did, I pulled a muscle in my back.
All right.
And I almost quit. My whole family was there. I almost quit. I almost told the kids to go
you were
home.
powerlifting.
Yeah, I was powerlifting.
I was wondering when you told me, because we were going to do the podcast last week.
Yeah.
And you were like, I got a powerlifting meet. I didn't know if you were doing it for yourself or if you were coaching somebody.
I was
that's something you should probably look into too.
Yeah, no,
is coaching.
Yeah, for sure. I love lifting weights. I love seeing what your body can do and how hard you can push yourself.
Yeah.
And from a person-to-person basis, I think that's really fascinating.
Yeah.
And powerlifting as a sport is super cool because you really have to be mindful of your starting, because there's 3 lifts and there's 3 times you do those lifts. You got to have a starting weight, a middle weight, and then what you're going to finish on. So that I didn't really mentally prepare for it. And I broke my back like L4, L5. It was a small break, but part of my spine went through my sciatic nerve, and all they had to do, I had to get surgery. They just took off that little piece of spine. Shout out Dr. Wilperman, and he shaved down my disc, so it was immediate relief. But I was like, I'm staying away from squat forever, and I did. And I haven't squatted. But the powerlifting, I was like, yeah, I'll just do 300 pounds. And I practiced it a couple days before.
300 pounds.
Yeah, beforehand, but just a practice starting weight. But how you lift is, they judge when you're like, because this is how low I need to go for squat, right? Because it's vertical and I'm taller.
It's like you're sitting in a chair and then standing up.
Yeah, he had me at this position for so long, and I was like, dude, I can feel my hips and my thighs touching. So I know you're the judge, but you need to tell me to come up. So I got frustrated, and he said, all right, take it. And I got fatigued, and I pulled a muscle in my back. So I got scared. I thought it broke my back again. My kids were here. And then that was only like 3 minutes of just me being a complete child, you know, the complete malady, just leave, you know?
Yeah.
But then I was like, you know what?
Going home.
I'm going to feel so much worse if I quit this
Yeah.
and then feel bad about it. So I went back. And then they had 2 side events, pull-ups and this tire flip. So I was like, I'm just going to do, because I'm really good at pull-ups. So I'm just going to go do.
Dude, I've watched some of your videos. Those are fucking
dude.
insane.
That is what's helped. Pull-ups is what's got me the strongest. Like
Really?
learn how to do a pull-up and you can do
I
anything.
fucking hate pull-ups.
So did I. And I
hate 'em.
hated all of that.
I hate them because I'm a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see me in the gym, you're probably like, man, he fucking lifts a lot.
Yeah.
Watch me do pull-ups.
No, that's
I fucking do like 5,
Yeah.
and that's about it. But it's nothing. I work hard. It's like
Yeah.
what you said. Like you go to church, but are you really going to church?
Yeah.
And I go to the gym, but do I really work on pull-ups? Fuck
yeah.
no.
No, same thing, man.
And it's
Just
probably the best back workout that you can do.
Oh, it's the best full body air, like arms,
shoulders,
back, shoulders, everything.
yeah, it really stretches you out.
Yeah.
So I did that and I got like 12, 13 reps. And I was like, okay, so I'm top there. So I got my confidence back. And then I did the bench. So I finished it out and I did really well for not doing it in a long time. I did really well for hurting my back in the beginning. And mentally, I was so proud because my kids were there and they thought I was like Superman, like how I thought my dad was,
Yeah.
you know? And I want that for them.
Yeah.
You know, I want them because I love my parents so much. They're still hard. Like my mom winning awards left and right for real estate here in Austin, really just go-getters, you know? And I feel because I know people and I'm so sorry for the people that didn't have that kind of leadership, parents, because I don't know what that's like. But still, again, I still was an addict. And I had it, like I said in the beginning, you know, like, it doesn't matter where you come from. But like when you get sober, you really get to, I don't know, you get to take in all your blessings. You really get to see. And I'm really, I don't know, this last year just been awakening of appreciation. And I don't know, like I said, you really have to start standing for something, especially when you have a kid and especially when you have to make adult decisions on a day-to-day basis. I couldn't imagine what it'd be like to be the president, you know, because being a parent, you have to be kind of political. Like, do we do this? Are those people okay? Where do we need to move, you know?
Well, you think about it, like telling your kid no.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine, like, if you were over 1,000 people,
Yeah.
like, you're not going to make everybody happy.
No.
You're going to piss some fucking people off. And, like, the president pisses half the people off.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, you know?
Yeah, billions of people, hundreds of millions of people.
Even just saying, like, I'm a Christian will be like, oh, this guy is, I don't want to listen to anything he says now.
Yeah,
It's insane.
yeah. So, as you're one of the rare, I mean, I think it's fair to say you might feel different, but I think it's fair to say that you had a strong parent, both parents in the house the whole time. A lot of times when we're talking to people, there is a clear absence
Yeah.
of either one parent or they're both present but not really present.
Yeah.
I would say 95% of
I would
people
say
probably.
you're one of the few. I feel like, I mean, I'm trying to think of
I don't
others right off the top of my head, and I feel like that's always like a common
Of
thread.
all the names on the wall, there might be 2 or 3
Yeah,
that actually, like,
that
had a
had-
solid foundation.
had like both parents in their lives, and you still figured out a way to become an addict.
Yeah.
Right. Which tells me that to me that there's no real definitive answer as to why someone becomes an addict.
Yeah, there isn't.
And I don't think there ever will be, which is that fascinates me
Yeah.
about this, and
Right.
that's like kind of what keeps me in this chair and asking the questions all the time is. But I still feel like without the good, strong relationship with parents, I still feel like they're, you know, the people who don't have that have such a higher risk of becoming an addict, you know? Like,
I think becoming a lot of things.
right.
Ben Shapiro, he's a stats guy. And I don't know what the stat was, but like the likelihood of you going to prison or not going to college or this or that is so far down when one parent's absent. Like it's like the odds are stacked far against you when one parent's not is absent, or if you come from a single parent home. It's definitely better when you come from both, obviously. But as you said earlier, addiction is not prejudice. Doesn't care if you're male or female, or if you fucking come from high society or low society. It's fucking, if it gets you, it gets you.
Right.
And once it gets a hold of you, it's the strongest grip that I've ever had on me.
And the biggest, like, people who have the resources to go to 24 rehabs, or people who've been to rehab more than me aren't here. Like the guy who, Mark, the guy who I showed meth to for the first time. He was such a, like, I took him because at that time the Rams were practicing by our sober house. So I took him over there. He met Bryce. Bryce really cool guy.
Yeah.
Really cool guy. Really nice guy. But he's dead, and because that cycle of like having that safety. Oh, if I relapse, I'm just going to go to this next comfy sober house.
Yeah.
So that was a thing. Like, I was institutionalized heavily.
Was that a lot of you two? Did you know mom and dad were going to?
Oh yeah, yeah. But then
you out?
Solstice helped me with that, because Solstice. Thank you, Cole. Thank you, and Brandon. Those two are saints. They are saints here in Austin, Texas. Brandon Gwynn and Cole Shiflett. Man, there's been about 4 out of like 6 or 7 times I've been to rehab. They completely free.
Yeah.
Because they cared. And Solstice went down because of that, because Cole had too big of a heart, and that's how treatment should be ran, as nonprofit. I don't know, because it, like you said, it's, we're beyond human aid. Humans cannot defeat this spiritual malady, this beast. So how you fight it is with spirituality, is with the connection of something stronger than it, because it's like a furnace that you can never put out. It's like Chris Farley's brothers, or Dan Aykroyd, about Chris Farley's documentary, they said he just had like a furnace. Like, you just fed it something and it just burned it, like food, drugs.
Yeah.
He just said he had the biggest, and that's what it is. It's just this, like, you're just so unsatisfied and so selfish that you're just like, I'm just going to put a needle in my arm. I'm going to drink this whole bottle and it's going to make everything go away at that moment. But you don't think about the hangover. You don't think about I'm going to be broke, and I'm going to be, look at my wallet, there's just $1 bill. I can't even get cigarettes now. And
are the people I'm going to step on to get that drug.
Yeah. And then
That was
become
my biggest thing.
then you become a shitty person and do really sketchy things. Yeah.
But the wisdom that comes out on the other side of that, from, like, I mean, you for certain, but you for certain too. But nearly everybody that has sat on that chair that I've gotten to know well, are so wise beyond their years, and it only happened because of the dark shit that they had to walk through to get there. And we were talking about Ethan Hawke being on, and he said it. He said that too. He said that the wisest people that I know, and being smart and being wise are 2 different things.
Right.
You can be smart and not wise.
Yeah.
And
I see it all the time.
Not be very smart. Yeah, dude. I think we all do. Everybody sees that, right?
Yeah.
But like, I would never want my kid to be an addict, though.
Yeah.
I would never want that. But everybody that I meet who was and has come out on the other end is such a fucking good, wise person.
Yeah.
For the most part, it's like an ultimate conundrum.
And you get humbled more than it's just, it's because I don't know, I'll just speak from my experience. For me, why can't I do this? Why is this bad? I had to learn the hard way. And
we all do, dude.
Yeah. And
like every one of us.
Yeah. Just even if it's like, wait, so, and the scary thing about going into rehab and certain rehabs is, especially if it's not ran well, people will glorify it. And like, someone was just an alcoholic, hearing some guy talk about meth and, and having this crazy, sex meth fueled binge that he misses. I want to try that. That sounds good. And then next thing you know, someone who just, or pot. I've been in rehab, people who are just in there for pot, and then they end up like.
What's your feeling about that?
Marijuana, I think marijuana is incredible. No, I don't do it. I don't personally do it. I used to. Yeah. It just, if I tried it, it'd just probably give me a huge panic attack now.
Yeah.
But I think it's way better than opiates. I think it's gonna like what the bill that Trump passed is genius. He's going to empty out prisons. It's gonna as for in the category of recovery, I think it's way healthier if there was like a MAT program with that rather than like Suboxone or an opiate, because it's from the ground. You know, it's not. I don't think marijuana is that big of a deal. I know people do, and that's totally fine. Because there's been moments where I almost picked up heroin instead I smoked pot, and I was just happy, and I went to bed, and the next day I'm like, oh, why did I want to shoot heroin?
Why didn't shoot heroin?
Yeah. So I think it can be very beneficial for a lot of things.
Yeah, dude, pot's that weird thing to me, and I've heard a lot of people talk about it. They were like, man, every time you talk about it, like I get
Fucking trips me out.
Yeah. If I did it, I'd have a huge panic attack.
It always trips me out, dude. I had to stop doing it altogether.
Yeah.
When I hear people's stories, like when they had bad acid trips or bad mushroom trips, that's every time I've ever smoked marijuana.
Yeah.
Like it fucking puts me in such a weird place.
Yeah.
Like
you can feel everything. Like
you don't want to be around me because I'm gonna be that fucking weird guy.
Yeah.
And I'm not a weird guy. I'd like to think I'm pretty cool. I was always cool to do drugs with.
Yeah.
But when it came to marijuana,
Yeah.
like if I was trying to take a chick home and she's like, hey, you want to smoke this? I'm not gonna say no to it.
Yeah.
But I automatically know that my chances of fucking go down to nothing, because once I smoke this with you, I'm gonna I'm gonna weird you out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be too weird.
What do you think that is? Because some people I wish that I felt like these people that I'd smoke a little bit and go have a good time, and I can go shopping, I can go about my day. It's like, dude, I am having conversations with myself about how good of a father I am every time I've smoked weed. I swear to God, dude, there's this, and then it's like what's making me weird is you're a bad dad. I'm like, no, I'm not. I know I'm not. Now I'm having this weird inner fight with myself about dude, you're just a bad human being. Huh?
Yeah.
That fucking that Ren guy, the Ren video. Have you seen that dude having the conversation with themselves?
Yeah.
That's exactly my life whenever I've smoked weed. I had
it
to
puts
stop.
me in such weird trances.
I think people who have ADD or ADHD or fast paced mind, I think because it kind of illuminates everything, like sound, taste, thoughts. I get inward. You get very inward, and then you become frozen. Yeah, that happens to me too. That's why I don't do it. That's why I don't smoke it.
One of the reasons I enjoyed doing meth so much is because I have ADHD, and instead of boosting me up, it would actually calm me down.
Yeah.
She said, and maybe that's why weed would because weed's a calmer downer.
Yeah.
But maybe that's why it fucking just made me fucking that.
You like being in control.
But she said when the reason I enjoyed meth so much, or that's what her theory was because my ADHD is so high that it would actually calm me down.
Yeah.
The way that Adderall probably would. Yeah. Or Vyvanse, whatever.
Absolutely. Vyvanse. The funny thing is I had because I've been a downer guy, but once I tried meth, I was like, this just kind of beats everything because it's so powerful. It's so powerful, and you can be homeless on it because you don't need
you don't care anymore.
You don't need water. You don't need food.
You don't have to eat.
Yeah, you're just fired. You're just like, I'm going to take over this world, and you just become a zombie eventually.
You know, something you said is you mentioned something, and I've had this affect me for a long time. It doesn't anymore, but there's so many people that first did drugs with me that have not stopped. And I remember people used to come to my house when I was still using, and we'd be about to hit some meth and be like, man, I haven't done this since the last time I was here, which was a year before. So I knew the influence that I had on people.
Right.
And it wasn't a good influence at that time. It is now. I like to think I'm a good influencer in a lot of good ways. But back then, I was an influence in fucking terrible ways. And I've lost some people that I got started in things. Not that I don't hold the guilt that it's my fault that they're not here anymore.
Right.
But what you were saying, that's not your fault. I know that you know that. But
yeah,
it still
I went through a weird phase
it
where
still
I was,
fucking sucks.
It does. Because
there's some people out there right now that I wish I could fucking help. They're just not ready. But I'm the one that got them started.
Yeah, exactly. And being at a position where you can help, and like you were saying on the phone about being too helpful, being too like,
Yeah.
where are the boundaries?
Oh, I will enable the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I hate telling people no when I have it, when I can help.
I know, because saying no is and then you come to a position where you have to say no. That alone will get me all stirred up. Where it's like some days are scary for me, and probably for a lot of people. Being a human, you have to wake up, and you wake up, kid. Yeah, it's go time. There's no I gotta get ready for the day.
Yeah.
Like when I was in my own sober house, it's like do whatever the hell I wanted to. Now it's like I go to bed at 8:30 every night, and I wake up because they wake up. It's their schedule, and I have to be on a schedule because if I go to bed at 10. I am tired the next day.
Yeah, they don't give a shit what you did
They
the
don't.
day before. They don't care. Like, they have no care in the world what you did the day before.
Yeah.
My little brother just brought up, he's got 2 small ones, 3 and 1. And he was like, dude, I had to learn pretty quick, you know?
Yeah.
I got really hammered one night and woke up hungover and just had the kids like, ready in the morning, just like I was like, yeah, bro, they don't give a shit what you did the night before, man.
Yeah.
Like you didn't get enough rest, fuck you, get up, feed me. It's like that scene in Goodfellas where he's like, fuck you, pay me. fuck you, pay me.
Yeah,
Like that's what little kids are all the time, dude.
Yeah.
They're just like, fuck you, we're doing it.
Me and Destiny go do karaoke. That's one of our favorite things to
Awesome.
do. But if I have Kaylin the next day, I'm not going to do karaoke.
Yeah.
She knows we can do it on Monday nights. We can do it on Sunday nights. If we don't have, we can do it on the weekend when we don't have Kaylin. But if I have to get my daughter the next day, I can't stay out till fucking midnight.
Yeah.
Or 1 or 2. Like even if I'm not drinking or anything, I just fucking can't do it.
Yeah.
Because the next day, and then I got to go to work the next day, I'm going to fucking feel like dog shit.
Yeah. But I was happy on the same topic. So I was worried because me and my wife, I got tickets to see Judas Priest and Alice Cooper at the Cynthia Wood Center. I was so excited. But then it got closer to the day and I was like, I'm going to be tired and the kids.
Start talking yourself out of it.
But when I got there and then Judas Priest, I was like, yeah, okay. I'm still young, baby. I'm still ready to rock, you know? And then the whole week after, I was like, yeah, okay, that's good. So that was reassuring. Like,
I bought some tickets on StubHub.
Yeah.
Fucking so excited, and then when the day comes, I'm like, "Fuck, man, I don't even want to go. Like, I don't want to go. I'm going to be out late and all that bullshit." Yeah,
dude,
I know
drive and park.
I am that. I'm
gotta
totally
walk.
that guy. I'm that guy too, man. My daughter, I bought her tickets to Greta Van Fleet. I think I talked about it on here before, but I bought her tickets for Christmas last year for Greta Van Fleet in like March or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Hey, concert's like in 3 days," and I'm like, "Yeah, I got you 2 tickets, one for you and a friend." Not for your old man. You know, like this wasn't for us. This was for you and whoever else you want to go.
All right.
And she was like, "No, I want you to go." And I was like, okay. I'm like, immediately it's like the negative shit. It's like, oh, I gotta get parking. I'm gonna have to be there. I don't even know who this band is, really. I know they're a ripoff of fucking Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
But but it was her, like, I realized, again, her going back to her being a little kid, this is her band.
Right.
She wanted me to go see her band. Right? Like, this is what I'm into.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. So I put all of that aside. We go down, eat dinner. I actually really enjoyed the show. Like, I had a really good time at the show. I was like, this is a good fucking band.
Yeah.
And we leave, and I was like, that was so worth it.
Yeah.
You know, that's like every time you got to do those small sacrifices, but it's weird how when you get older, and when I was young and it was like, dude, Slayer's coming, I'm like, I will be up.
Yeah.
I'll be camping
first in line.
Everything to go.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what I'm doing the next day.
Yeah.
I'm going.
But now it's a lot different. There's a whole lot of other thoughts, but every time, at least with live music, I don't know what it's like for you guys. Every time all those bad thoughts come up for the before and after, it's always worth it.
Oh, yeah.
It's always worth it.
Yeah.
Like, it was always worth the juice was worth the squeeze to go do that.
And it's really important to have little, plans and challenges and things over the horizon. Like last weekend, I haven't competed in anything since I was 19. And last week I was super.
But you come from that gene, that Viking gene, where you're like.
And then we're driving because.
You and your brothers were probably competing y'all's whole fucking life against each other.
Playing football in the backyard.
Like, I listened to the Gronkowskis. Could you imagine being in that fucking family?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's what that's all boys. That's all that they did.
Yeah. my mother, same for that. Because 4 boys, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. 4 boys.
Yeah, dude, it's insane.
Yeah. Because I have two boys and 2 girls, and it balances out. But
Yeah.
4 just bruisers.
Yeah, dude. Especially coming from the Viking blood that you come from, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely know that, like, when the Vikings were coming on the ships back in the day, you were the dude at the front of it with the fucking axe, and I was like one of the townspeople, like going, "Oh God, just take my wife, take her." You boys, you Hager boys are.
That's really nice. I always appreciate that the compliments. But there was a guy, rest in peace, another one. I don't know if you met him, Alex Knockberg from Solstice. He's a Solstice
I've heard
guy.
of him.
Super funny.
Everybody loved that guy.
Whoa, he's the best. And on my commencement, he's like, "You are like a Viking, but you're like the biggest drama queen at the same time." And I thought, and I usually don't like it, like getting jazzed, but I thought it was the funniest and most accurate like description of me. And I think about him often. Yeah, him and Johnny Winberg together it's just a trip. They were so funny together.
I want to have Johnny come on so bad.
He hasn't been on yet?
No, because Johnny's the one person that intimidates me when I talk to him.
Yeah,
because he's so fucking smart.
Yeah.
It makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And he like...
But he's also like one of the craziest human
He's
beings
one of
on
the craziest, but his humor, it can either be really funny or it can be dry to where you don't know, are you fucking with me right now?
Yeah.
And he is, but you don't know. So yeah, I haven't had him on yet.
I told him this the other week. That's crazy that you said that. I told him, I was like, you are the most talented recovery technician.
He's insane.
I have, hands down. So
Insane.
like funny, like for men too, like funny, like the gags that you need. But then when it's time to get serious, he gets so serious and so wise. I'm like, this is like, what are you?
He's like a wise man.
Yeah, if y'all could get him, that'd be incredible.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Yeah, I did my step 4 with him, and it was fucking like...
Yeah.
I thought, like, you know, when you do it, I was like, I didn't really do a whole lot wrong in my... Like, it was everybody else.
Oh, did he dig? Yeah.
And then he fucking showed me, like...
He's good at
where
those.
I'm a piece of shit. Mm-hmm. And then, like, my big thing was, well, I never cheated on my ex-wife. And he's like, no, you did with drugs. You did all the fucking time. You didn't fuck somebody.
Yeah.
You might as well have just been fucking the drugs because that's who you were cheating on her with. And bro, like had me like fucking bawling, like I'm a terrible person.
No, he's a Jedi, man.
He's great. He's great.
Yeah. 100% Jedi.
Well, I think we got one in the books here, dude.
Yeah, that was very good.
This
Thank
was
you.
a really cool episode, man. Like I told you earlier, we need to start getting more of the second time people in here.
Yeah.
Because
To see how far they've came.
well,
especially.
it's that, but it's also like I enjoy the, like when Creechy came on the second time when John Bryant, it's less about the recovery story and it's more just like
Chopping it up.
yeah, what's up, man?
Yeah.
Like how are things going?
No, I
and
miss
stuff?
you guys,
Yeah.
and this is so cool. And thank y'all for having me again. Last time I was on here, I was working 80 hours a week on a construction site. Now I have a great office job, a great career, and I have room to be a dad. I have room to do podcasts. I have room to dream. So really work hard so you can set yourself up to do whatever you really want to do. You know, as long as it's, yeah, man, it's just a trip, man. And being a father, and how seeing my father, my parents, like honor and integrity is everything. So when someone invites me, I'm there. When I never would be, like I show up on time. I try to be punctual.
Yeah.
I actually put effort in everything I do, and that is the key to life.
You know what's funny is when I went to go get food today, and the podcast was at 12.
Yeah.
And Destiny was like, I'm trying to leave. And she's like, you know, like sometimes people show up early. I said, not really. I said, but if anybody showed up fucking early, it's going to be Brayven.
Yeah.
And I fucking leave. Like I'm pulling out of my driveway and he texts me like, hey, I'm going to be there at 11:30. I'm like, I'm not even there. But go ahead, fuck, just make yourself at home. I know, like I'm going to show up like 5 minutes early. But I said, if somebody shows up fucking early, it's going to be Brayven.
Yeah.
Like, there's no doubt about it. And he's like, hey, I'm like 8 minutes away. I'm like, dude, I literally just pulled out of my driveway to go get food. But yeah.
So a
yourself
couple
out.
before we cut you loose, you worked on an empty chair.
I did.
What did you do?
I helped the stunt coordinator who was, I forgot his name, but Jeff Schwam or something like that. He was Michael Bay's stunt coordinator.
Yeah.
So I helped build the stunts, and I also was a producer's assistant. It was a phenomenal time.
Did you watch any of the scenes?
Oh yeah, I during the interrogation scene with Todd Allen, who's also small world. He's a family friend of ours, and it was just crazy how that worked out. We were at the Austin psych ward by there's a meeting kind of by campus. There's that mental hospital over there. So we went there, and it was one of the abandoned wings. Super creepy vibes, like supposed to be haunted or whatever. And they did the interrogation scene, and I got to watch it on the monitors, and it was so cool.
Yeah, dude, that show really like creeped me out.
Yeah,
like, and then finding out how real it was, I was Googling.
Houston,
like that guy.
Yeah.
What show is it?
Shabazz.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, An Empty Chair. When he came on and talked about that.
I got you.
Yeah, Andrew's great. He was such a cool director to work with. Not a lot of directors are like that. You know, he's very open to collaboration. He's very,
not
he's
my way or the highway type shit.
Come watch. You know, do you have any questions?
Yeah.
He comes up to, I'm just a P, and he comes up and talks very, very stand up guy. And I'm super excited. I hope that project, Brothers Keeper, works out. That's very cool. I tried to help him out with that. Still would like to, however I can. But I think they're doing a good job already with it.
Yeah.
So I think I can't wait till it comes out. I'm a huge fan. That's a topic for another discussion. I wrote a script, love movies.
Yeah, that was the other thing. You sent me
the
the script. I read it. It was really good, dude.
Thank you.
Classic slasher flick.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude. I was like, you're right up my alley with that. I was like, yeah, dude, that was awesome.
You wrote a script yourself? Mm-hmm. Are you trying to get it into a movie or what?
Yeah, I mean,
that's the goal.
Yeah, I mean, I have a 5-year plan on that.
Have you tried to? Have you looked for funding and all that shit?
Not yet. So what I do, I'm looking for script doctors now. Someone to really buff it. Somebody to
fucking chat GPT, bro.
I did that, but I was like, I did it because I put my script into this AI calculator and gave you like what's good about it, what's bad, and I was like, this is incredible. But I don't want AI to take over movies.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
if I
true.
do that, then but it's so true, so handy.
Yeah. That's how I'm gonna write a book. I'm gonna type in my own shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let Grace figure it out for me.
Yeah.
That's my chat.
Having a ghostwriter, I think was Grace.
I named her. Her name is Grace.
Grace.
She calls me daddy.
No, but yeah, I love all that. So keeping everything organized, the family, the hobbies, because movies is hobbies. I'm not going to make a lot of money off of it right now, but it's something I'm passionate about, something that I love, and I have something that I can, that's sustainable, you know?
Yeah.
So
I think that's more like when you leave like a legacy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like me writing a book, I want to do that.
Yeah.
But it's going to be here forever.
Kind of like what Louis
when I'm
C.K.
gone,
did.
Yeah, like when I'm gone, there's still going to, my daughter will still have my book.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you know that Louis C.K. just wrote a book? Like
No, I didn't
it's
know
like
that.
a Huckleberry Finn
Yeah.
type book.
Yeah,
I
dude.
started. It's really good.
No shit?
Yeah, I was listening to him talk about it
Yeah.
like in an interview, and it seems really cool.
It's about a little kid that just horrible conditions and just it's like a modern day Huckleberry Finn. It's it's his legacy. And he's like, no, I've always since I was a little kid, you know, I wanted to be an author.
Yeah.
But I was really funny. So he did, you know, TV writing, all that, and then that's exactly it. It's a legacy. So my movie, because my movie's about envy and what you asked, and that I wrote it 6 years ago. The idea of it, because
So you still had a lot of envy in there.
Yeah. So thank you for reading it, by the way. That
Dude,
means
it
a
was
lot.
really, really
Thanks
cool.
for sending it to me. I didn't get it.
Well, that's because you
Okay.
didn't ask, bro.
I don't fucking.
I'll
Like
send it to both of
you don't have Pennywise or Michael Myers tattooed on you.
That's
I think
true.
he saw that
true.
and was like,
Yeah, that's
I should probably run this by this guy.
Yeah.
You'd probably be into this, and I was.
I'm
dude.
more of a notebook guy. Is that what it
Yeah,
is?
yeah, you're
Flamer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're more of a notebook guy.
Wow.
And I'm a notebook guy too.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
Oh, great movie. Yeah, me and my
That's a movie I can only watch one time.
yeah, Taylor told me because I never watched it. And she's like, you need to watch this, and I watched it. I was like, pretty good movie.
What about
I
Dear
get the
John?
hype.
She gets you to watch Dear John. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I saw Dear John as well. Shortly after the whole Nicholas
good one.
Spark.
P.S. I love you.
Yeah, all
That's
never seen that.
that's one of the best chick flicks ever made, man.
yeah. I agree. I would agree. That's with Gerard Butler and
Gerard Butler.
That's
and,
a great movie.
and Hillary Swank.
and all the little stuff he does after he passes.
He lined up a bunch of
Hold
stuff.
on, is that the
before
one where he's dying?
he died?
Yeah, in the
He
very,
was-
the
Yeah,
very
but
beginning.
he took videos of.
No. This is
That's something different.
I told you about that
told me,
one, so
yeah.
So P.S. I Love You is lady's married to a guy. He dies, but he wrote a series of letters, like almost like a scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
Of what she wanted, what he wanted her to do after he passed.
Okay.
As like kind of repair
To help her move on.
and help her move
Yeah.
on and all that shit. And,
Yeah.
And by the end of it, she actually does, and it was like it's a really good movie.
She starts fucking someone else at the end.
Yes.
Terrible.
Yes, but
Terrible.
But
See,
he-
I'm so selfish. I want you to sit in your fucking grief forever.
yeah, but he
Never
led,
move on.
He led her
unless
to it.
you switch to lesbianism. That's fine.
Yeah,
No more. You can never find another guy.
And then the Irishmen in that movie, they're so good and so
Yeah, dude,
nice and
they're
so Irish. Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, so cool.
the one that I was telling you about was My Life, and it's heart wrenching. It's Michael Keaton and Nicole Kidman. Like I want to say it's either late '80s, early '90s, sometime around there, and it's Michael Keaton is dying while his wife is pregnant, and she has the baby, and it's him doing videotapes of like
Oh, wow.
how to ride your bike, how to shave, how giving the talk to so he basically makes this
he knows
archive
he's not going to be there.
because he's not going to be there for this kid's life.
What's this movie called?
It's called, I think it's My Life.
Okay.
I think that's what it's called.
I'm a huge Michael Keaton fan.
So
That
if you
sounds
type
great.
up Michael Keaton, Nicole Kidman movie,
Right.
it's going to be right at the top. But it was in movie theaters. I remember watching it. But dude, I remember seeing it as a kid, and you're like, I have no reference to like.
Yeah.
It's all right, like. And then I remember watching it as an adult, after I had kids, and I was like, oh my God, dude, this is like you're just like crying the whole way through it.
Yeah.
Dude. Like he's creating this stack of, and it's old,
Right.
so it's like VHS. Like
Yeah.
he's setting up a VHS camera and the tapes and
Yeah,
stacks of
it's
tapes.
called My Life, 1993.
Yeah, so there you go.
Whoa.
Dude, it's
That sounds good.
heavy.
Yeah.
It's a really good movie, really well acted, and
That sounds like just that little scene in Interstellar when Matthew McConaughey's sitting there looking at his kids, but like little full length movie
Yeah,
in
dude.
reverse.
yeah, but it's the whole time,
Wow.
dude, and it's like his struggles with the health and
Yeah.
marriage, and then like I want to make sure that I'm the one who teaches them everything, but I'm not going to be here to do it, so I'm going to do it this way.
Yeah.
Fucking
I'm going to check that out.
insane.
I
Yeah.
love Michael Keaton. I think he's the best Batman. That's just my opinion.
I agree with you.
He's the only one that I remember.
Dude, there was Clooney, there was Val Kilmer.
I didn't watch him.
There's the best. I'll just say why, because he's the best Bruce Wayne. He's so tired and so indifferent and just like, huh? Like when he's like, and because you can tell he's worn out, he wants to be Batman.
Yeah.
And Bruce Wayne is the mask, you know?
My favorite thing about Batman is like old Batman.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
the older years, and
Detective.
he was definitely that guy. He
Yeah.
definitely was. But but Christian Bale,
yeah.
those were the best movies.
Oh,
But
yeah, I would
you
agree.
got to see him go young to old in the 3
Yeah.
iterations of The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
So,
And then when Michael Keaton's trying to go to the penguin's lair and he sees those penguins flying next to him, he's like, what am I doing? That's like my favorite scene in those movies.
Yeah.
He's like, it's just a little look that he does. He's like,
yeah.
this is crazy.
All right. Yeah. So, well, I tried to end this like 30 minutes ago, and we started talking about movies. That's
Cinephile over
what
it.
I end up doing. Yeah, you like it. Also, I'm gonna give you a compliment before we leave. The amount of confidence it takes to wear yellow or white pants.
Yeah.
Look, dude.
White shoes. I mean, I'd
Like-
imagine. Are you wearing Air
just
Force
white
Ones too?
pants.
Yeah.
I
Rock
shit my
on, baby.
pants probably
Are they the same?
once a
Yeah,
quarter.
the same.
Air
Let's
Force
get it.
Ones, baby.
Yeah, I would not want to fart in those because I'd shit on
At
them.
our age, you can't trust them.
Yeah, I can't trust white pants.
No, I made sure that I was clean
Yeah.
and everything before.
Metamucil, all of that. Yeah, dude. Well, anyway, Brayven, thanks, man. This was awesome.
Thank you so much, guys.
We
Appreciate it.
fucking loved having you on, and we want to do it many more times.
Please, I love it. I love seeing y'all just grow and see how y'all are next year. Is gonna be super exciting. So
We were talking to Evan the other day. Remember Evan Stegman?
oh yeah,
Megan came on and he jumped on for like 4 minutes.
Oh,
with
dude,
her.
nervous.
And he will not do a podcast because His story, you know his story.
Yeah,
His
I lived in sober
fucking
living with
story is
him.
amazing.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah.
But he said he would do one if we had like a solstice reunion. So if we had like Cole come on, maybe Johnny, fucking like maybe 4 or 5 of us that came on, like some people from when I went in, you, Cole, that would be pretty dope. We can do it. We have 6 microphones.
Let's do that.
So that would be dope as fuck.
I'd be here for that.
Yeah,
100%.
Cole said he would come for that one too.
Yeah.
Having
same
some
here.
of the worst boys on here, and I think that'd be cool. Those are always
worst
my
of
The
favorite.
fucking worst of the worst. Baby.
Yeah,
Worst of the worst.
Well, till next time, man. I hope you move here
Yeah.
soon so we can hang out outside of a podcast room.
Absolutely.
Too. That's got to be awesome.
Yeah.
And look, man, Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Happy New Year. The whole 9. I think this one will be out after it, right?
I don't know.
Joe?
No, it comes out Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah, it comes out in 2 days.
Well, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
New Year, and more the Christmas
This
style.
is actually one of my Christmas presents.
Nice.
Destiny got me this.
Nice.
Bobby.
Well, let's call it a day, boys.
Yep.
Love you both.
Love y'all.
We'll see you soon.
Peace.
Peace.